I am rockin' with B-Rock.
I'm rocking with B-Rock.
I'm rocking with B-Rock.
Cassie and I are rocking with B-Rock.
We're rocking with B-Rock!
We
We are Shotgun Superstars, rocking with B-Rock. I'm Chrissy.
And I'm Jim. And we're rocking with B-Rock.
Rocking with B-Rock!
We are Asphalt Valentine, and you are rocking with B-Rock.
Rocking with B-Rock! Ready to rock with B-Rock!
Hey, this is Paul Lydell from Dangerous Toys and Dirty Looks, and I'm rocking with B-Rock.
With B-Rock!
I'm rocking with B-Rock.
With B-Rock, and I'm looking forward to fighting.
Hey, it's Jeff from American Jet Set, and you're rocking with B-Rock. Because you're smart. You got good taste.
Okay, we are here.
Very cool.
The usual suspects, I guess, is what's going to prove to be one of them shows where I am just going to be the little traffic cop that stands in the middle of the intersection when the light's out, you know, and tries to, okay, you can go, and I'm going to just direct these misfits, if you will, you know, and try to keep a handle on everything. But I got my work cut out for me. But we have Neil Lim-Sang, say hi.
What's up, everyone? How you doing?
We have Mike Savoia, Iron Mike Savoia, say hi.
Yo, bitch, you're muted.
Bitch, are you muted? Oh, you're muted. All right, you're... Why is it not unmuting?
Do you have control over that?
There you go, man.
Oh, fuck, it was better when I was muted.
Yeah.
All right, now say hi.
Hey, what's up, world?
What's up, world? All right, Shannon, Wilk, the youngster of the group, say hi.
Hi, everyone.
All right, and Jeannie Schweitzer is joining me as a guest host. Say hi.
Hi, everybody. So glad to be here.
We also have Kimmarie Erickson, who is down here. She is frozen right now and trying to work it out. So once she gets in, we'll have her. But, you know, it's technology. It is what it is. So, Neil, tell me a little bit about you. Just a little bit. Give us an idea of who is Neil?
Hey, guys. My name is Neil Lim-Sang. I am a hobbyist and hopefully moving towards being a professional one day. I'm not quite as talented as some of the other people on this cast right now, but I'm trying. I'm trying my best. I'm a photographer that a lot of people might have seen at shows. I've toured extensively, and I live in the Pacific Northwest, in the backyard of Mr. Savoia as well. And
There you go.
we've been shooting, or I've been shooting a long time, so professionally since 2005. But I've taken lots of photos before, but I actually started moving professionally since 2005. So it's been a little bit, but people might recognize me even with a mask on. I have no idea why, but yeah, they see me before I see them, and I'm normally, I don't really blend too well into a crowd. So
You blend just fine, dude. I mean, you know, we all know your band Woundness. I mean, you know,
exactly.
We've been around you.
All Rook State.
Oh.
Mr. Iron Mike, tell us a little bit about you. Who is Iron Mike?
Man, am I the elder? I don't think I'm the elder here.
I don't know.
No.
It depends. How old are you?
I don't know. 55.
Oh, no,
Okay.
You're not the elder.
Okay.
got me.
All right. Yeah, I mean, oh, man, I'm a product of the 80s metal world. I just grew up in the 80s, and underground metal was my thing. I started with tape trading around the world, and from there it just kind of bloomed into photography, and then, you know, the local scene here in Seattle, and started shooting, and Been doing it for decades now.
Nice. Absolutely cool. Shannon, how are you?
I'm good. So, a little bit about me. I mean, as much as I would like to say I'm a product of 80s metal, I am not. I mean, not originally. But I did grow up listening to 80s metal, which led me to the Monsters of Rock cruise, which inspired me to start playing music. I'm a musician. And that inspired my dad, actually, to start doing concert photography again. And so he started that, and that inspired me to start that. And so the two of us together have been doing concert photography for about 3 years now. And I also have my own publication called Rockin' Interviews, where I interview musicians.
Yes, you do. You got a lot going on for being young. I mean, she's got it going on. I mean, like, guys, when did you guys start?
Me?
Yeah, either one.
I mean, my first concert photo was 1984.
Wow.
So for me,
you were probably around 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
Neil, how old were you?
When I started shooting professionally, or shooting in general?
Shooting in general.
Shooting in general was several years, but my photos sucked, and like I didn't really, I didn't really think about it. But it wasn't. I started professionally shooting 2005. I was going on tour, and I decided to like step it up and buy an SLR, and that's when I sold my first photo. So I would say 2005 for me.
So, Shannon, you got us all. You got them all beat.
Totally.
You really did. You got them all beat, and you're doing more than they were. They were sitting on the couch shooting or looking at birds and whatever. You're out there in the rock world shooting it, writing interviews about it, and playing bass. I mean,
guitar, everything. I always tell her that she's a old soul in a growing young woman. So it's amazing because like I just don't. Sometimes she posts stuff, and I'm like, how do you know who this band is? You weren't even born, you know? So it's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
But I love it. You know, that's parenting done right. Way to go, Jody and April. So
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Jeannie, say hi. Tell us a little bit about you.
Me? I'm the old one in the crowd. I've been.
Oh God.
I've been around for a long time. My first concert was 1972.
What?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And it was
You
four.
were born. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I started taking pictures in 1979. Was not great.
No.
My eye is getting better. I can now choose and think, yeah, that's what I want. And I have been getting some good pictures. I just not good at putting things special things on like a lot of photographers do.
Right.
So what I see through my camera is what I take, and that's what I put out. Some of them come out great. It's the lighting. I have a problem with the lighting. But I'm working on it.
Red lights.
The red and the blue backlighting is horrible now.
Red and blue is fine. It's fucking magenta.
Look at that. Kimmarie's here. You can hear us, and we can hear you now, Kim, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Lucky you guys.
Say hi and tell us a little bit about you.
I'm Marie Erickson, but I go by Skullgirl Metal Chick. I'm not a photographer. I mean, I became a photographer. I take pictures at concerts because I've been a writer since I was 18. I was working for Metal Injection, and so I had to learn to take pictures because they weren't cool about me saying, well, I'll just go and I'll write and you guys can have somebody take pictures. Back then, that wasn't how they did it. So.
No.
So
do everything.
That's it. You know, I mean, I don't know. That's it. take
Cool.
like I don't take pictures like prom pictures or graduation. I don't do any of that. People always say, "Hey, no, just because I have a camera doesn't mean I'm good." Okay, so.
I think that's the thing too. Mike and I do all of that stuff. Like we do weddings, we do corporate events, we do whatever. Like, I mean, most people only know us as one thing, but we do all of it. So
right, you do. I'd imagine you do, weddings. You're known for Monsters of Rock cruise. You're known for, hey, we see you at shows. That's just because we're not going to the weddings you guys are at. We're not going to the proms you guys are at. We're not invited.
A corporate event on Tuesdays.
I want to go to the corporate event. Yeah. I want to go with Neil to a corporate event.
Yeah,
I want to do that.
That would be hilarious. That would be great.
Yeah, walk in, try to be stealth, and like right away the host is like, "Whoa, that's a cool look." The beard with a mask, and I was just like, dude, I'm just trying to take photos. Like, pay attention to your events.
I'm just here to take photos. Don't mind me. Leave me alone. Right. So now we'll go with Shannon. How did you come into photography? What inspired you to? Okay, I'm gonna pick up the camera and take pictures.
Well, for me, my dad actually went to college for photography and kind of stopped doing it for a long time until we went on the Monsters of Rock cruise. And just for fun, he brought his camera to take pictures. And after that, we both kind of decided it was something we wanted to take more seriously. And so we both started doing concert photography. And I photographed my first show when I was 12. It was Vixen.
Oh my God.
Okay, don't act like that was so damn long ago, though. I mean, you're like, it was way back when I was 12.
Yeah, so that's how I got started. And for me, it just kind of felt like a natural next step from being a music journalist, because I do the writing, the review, the photos, go hand in hand. So that's kind of how I got started. And more recently, I've been getting into also band portraits on the side. So but that's a little bit about how I got started. And like I said, going 3 years strong. So
you're doing very well. I mean, you're out there, you've got the attention of Iron Mike, Savoia, Lim-Sang. I mean, you got the attention of these people that, people know who you are. I see you in the pit. I know, hey, there's Shannon.
Yeah.
And in such little time, you've already made a name for yourself as a writer, even. I mean, I love your interviews. I love the way you write. It is absolutely. One day, I'm, when I grow up, I kind of want to be like you.
Thank you.
You can dream. You can only dream.
I could dream, one of these days, baby. And, Savoia, how'd you come to it? What led you here?
Man, well, my family was always into photography. I mean, my dad, my uncle, aunts, everybody. And so I always had a love for photography, and then, just put it with music. My parents were into all kinds of different kinds of music, and when it came to high school time, I was turned on, like I said, all the underground metal stuff, and started going to shows and started meeting people, and naturally it was like I had to bring a camera to a show just to document. And so just started doing that, and over the years, and then late 80s, I started writing for magazines and stuff. And then into the 90s here in Seattle, I started writing for The Rocket, and then it led to some national stuff and just kind of blew up from there. And then in the 2000s, it led to my gig at the radio station here in Seattle for KISW, and that was 2007, and I shot Rush. I had a friend at Atlantic Records that called up and said, "Hey, you want to shoot Rush?" And I was like, "Sure." So I went out and bought my first digital camera then, and just haven't looked back since then.
Wow.
Been shooting.
No, I got to wash my hair. You go shoot, Rush. Thanks for asking. You know, I don't need that shit. Damn, now that would be a show to shoot.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was a blast, you know. But, you know, basically, I mean, like Neil could probably agree. What we do is because we love what we listen to. You know, we're like, I mean, big fanboys, I guess, in the sense where, you know, we love the music, we love what we're doing, and we know people. You know, we're old enough at least to have, you know, gained some friends over the years. So.
Right. Exactly. That's a lot of it. The connections you make.
Yeah, the connections, you know. I mean, the whole thing, you know, then leading into all the cruises, starting to shoot all the cruises and stuff.
And that's more connections in one place.
Connections.
I mean, bam, 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 bam.
Exactly. So it's just like ongoing.
Right. You know, as long as you got that camera in your hand, people are like, hey.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, I know he did. Neil's getting pulled in every direction. I see him, and I'm like, all right, I can't say hi to him anyway, you know. But it's just the way it is on that cruise. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane, you know, since 2014 when I started, how many cruises, you know, compared to, you know, all of them, Monsters of Rock, Cruise to the Edge,
right,
Moody Blues, all those. So it's like I got a stack of passes that I look at and I'm going, wow, I was on that many cruises.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're
it
like,
goes by so quick.
I'd imagine. I'd imagine. Now, Kimmarie.
Yes.
What does photography, even writing, mean to you? Because it's kind of like a media kind of thing. So, so what does it mean to you?
Well, I kind of became a writer out of spite. My English teacher in 10th grade told me I'd never be a writer.
So because how teachers really don't know shit, huh?
Well, I was dyslexic and they didn't catch it. I didn't know. My spelling was really bad, and I thought, well, fuck you. Well, I'm gonna swear, you know that. And
never heard that word before.
I can say a lot of different things with that word in it if you like. So it just, well, like music caught me when I was like 10. Like it was, you know, all about like the Beatles, and then I got into hair metal, and I knew I had to be in music, and I wasn't a very talented musician, so I had to figure out something else, and fell into it just accidentally, and then started being a merch girl, and then tour managing, and but you know, I love writing. I love doing album reviews. I used to hate them, but now it's like sharing something really intimate with the bands, you know.
Right.
And I don't know, and I've made a lot of good rock star friends, you know, and you know that, Mike, and just it's everything to me, you know. If I couldn't do it, I don't know what I do. I mean, honestly, I've never not had it. So
I think a lot of us feel that way. If we couldn't do what we're doing right now to fill that, you know, to fill our soul, we wouldn't be who we are. So I mean, there would be something constantly missing, you know. And Neil, about you, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you? I know I'm going deep with you, pal.
Well,
I mean, come on, baby, give me it.
For me, music saved me when I was younger, and getting into what I got into, my story is a little bit different because, like, I never heard a lot of music. I didn't grow up in a musical family or anything like that. So when I started, like, my father was ill with a disease called Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, when I was a kid. And I had a big brother that my mother put me into a Big Brothers program. And my big brother, Duncan, he listened to music, but his elder son, got me into a lot of music. And that's the first time I heard a lot of things. And he took me to my first concert, and it blew my mind because I'd see kids at school in the concert shirts, but I wouldn't understand it because I didn't listen to music. I didn't get that. I had to beg my mom, coming from a religious family, to get to go to my first concert. And then that changed my life.
Right.
Then I've just been a voracious consumer of music, because it really just gave me a different out than what I was going through, and kind of just took me to another place. Then when it comes to photography, I've been taking photos because I am a visual artist. So most people don't realize that, but I come from visual art. So I started taking pictures, and it's part of what I do normally, but I was going on tour and I work with a band from Europe, and I was going out on a major tour with them. And so photography became my outlook, my reflection of what I experienced. And you can tell it in a lot of the work that Mike does, Shannon does, Kimmarie probably does too. It's just it's kind of like you see something really cool. We're capturing a moment, but you can feel it in what we're doing because we love what we are doing. So that's what it means to me. I love. We were talking
about this earlier, that I can stand all five of you at the same position, front of stage or at a tree, and each one of you snap that picture, and I'll see 5 different pictures.
Completely.
Because there's 5 different, you guys all there's something, and I always sit there and go, man, I could take a picture of the same fucking thing, and yours looks great, and mine looks like toilet paper. I mean, it's just amazing how you guys just can capture stuff. Mike, you sent me something today or yesterday of Kiss, and I was like, holy shit. I mean, what a great shot. I'm like, God, man, that's just, and it was perfect angle. And I'm always like, I've got to be in front of it, but that behind kind of, I was like, that was perfect. And you guys see that. How do you see that? How do you guys do that?
It's for me, it's just a second sense. It's like you said before, it's like everybody likes to be in the middle and stand. That's not where the shot's usually at. It's just different angles. It just brings out a whole different, feel to the photo.
Right. I was thinking it was maybe because you like Gene Simmons' ass. I don't know. I thought maybe you were getting a picture of his rump in there. And now you're disguising it as, I kind of thought the shot was better there. We know the truth. Neil already filled me in.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just, thinking out of the box. I mean, there's been a billion photos done in concerts, but somehow you got to try to think out of the box, when you're in the pit, especially, it depends, if there's me and Neil have been in the pit before and there's 30 people in there and we're just looking at each other going, what are we going to do that they're not going to do? Well, we go into gear and we start shooting and everybody's standing in the middle of the stage, the singer's there, but they forget about the guitar player, the bass player, the drummer, so.
Right. Now, Shannon, what about you? How is it like a sixth sense with you as well?
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, I can agree with that. Also, to go off of what Mike said, I mean, for me, a big thing is that I've learned after doing this now, when there's something happening on one side of the stage and everyone's focusing on that, take a second and pay attention to what else is happening. Because, concert photography, a big part of it for me is you have to have a lot of awareness of what's going on around you to get the shot you're looking for. And when everyone else is so focused on that, they're all going to get that one shot, but everybody might be missing what's completely happening on the other side of the stage. So to me, that's what I look for. So it's kind of I guess you could say a sixth sense, but it's you just are aware of what's going on. And I would like to say, I mean, with everything I do, I would say photography came most naturally to me. I feel like writing I really had to work at, and music I really had to work at, and I'm still working at. But photography, I feel like for me came naturally. Maybe it's because my dad's a photographer. It's in the DNA. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like for me, it's also a sixth sense, I guess.
Now, is your dad mad that I didn't pick him and I picked you? Because if he is, tell him I'm so sorry. Maybe next time.
It's all good.
Hi, Jody. What's up, Jody? Now, okay, now, Kimmarie, you feel the same way? It's like a sixth sense. Like I know you're more of a writer and taking on the.
It's dumb luck for me getting good.
Dumb luck.
And
me too.
Just I mean, like I said, I was just kind of I've thrown into it, and I take probably 1,000 more pictures than you guys do during our 3 songs in the pit because you only get one chance, and the pit. It's almost like I don't know, like rush hour in like New York, and I've got knocked down and I got got a concussion one time during Doyle and Milwaukee. This big, huge guy knocked me down and I hit my head on the concrete.
Damn.
So, sometimes I look at the pit and it's scary.
Wow.
I'm not in the pit and I think it's scary.
Right.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like,
Neil's
I mean,
got so much
anytime
hair,
I'm
it's
shooting
covering
with,
up his bruises.
if I'm working with someone like Shannon, like we did a festival together, I'm always aware of where she is. I'm always aware of people. Like, I'm always trying to respect everyone's space so that they can do whatever. I'm like, it's scary, but like, man, there's no way I would let you get taken out by someone, or like, I mean, or even like with like Shannon's just like, oh, it's like making sure I'm not in her way or whatever, because she's vertically challenged compared to the rest of the people that are in the crowd, so it's really, really interesting, to see
vertically
like,
challenged
what she gets after we're trying to do stuff too. But man, you got to help each other out.
Exactly.
That's one thing I always do too when I'm in the pit and there's someone shorter, which is most of the time the girls. I'll actually grab their shoulder and put them in front of me, and I think I did that to Shannon. I think the first or second.
Probably.
Years, yeah. And, I don't even remember how old you were. 13?
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, huh?
That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. But then she's
2 years ago.
She's also grown.
It was like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, this comes from Melissa Litzinger. It says the different perspectives and everything that not everyone sees on the same page. I guess we got that. And that's one thing I've always wondered. It's like, okay, what makes this guy different from that guy? Do you all go to school, have the same teacher? And obviously not. It's just different perspectives, different personalities that come through in the different photographs you take. Really.
Yeah. And one point too, I think, but like me and Neil's, because we know so many different artists and stuff, we get access that a lot of others don't. Right. So, we get some pretty crazy shots on stage and backstage and stuff like that.
I was wondering about that because I was thinking, well, how the heck do you even get in to do photos in the pit at any show?
Well, it's a varied process, right? It's just like sometimes it's who you know, or a lot of times now too, it's like both Mike and I shoot for different publications. So you have to submit, Shannon shoots for a publication, or, we all do different things, but a lot of times you have to get in through some form of a publication to be able to
through PR,
access to shoot. Yeah. So you're contacting PR, and then you are actually, getting approval or denial from the PR firm or the artist. So, but you don't get everything all the time. But then there's certain cases too. Now that Shannon, I'm sure Kimmarie, and like Mike and I, we've grown and built relationships with artists, so we will do that. The hell was that?
What was that?
It's my phone. I'm sorry.
I know. I was thinking, is there a gremlin? That's
I like it.
I thought it was Mike sitting there with his little sound machine button.
It's a minion. I'm sorry, I forgot.
I don't have one of them.
Well, I thought I was the only one hearing it. I'm like, oh man, the voices are ready.
So that's how you get into the pit most of the time. And like it's just like we've grown relationships with people that turn from being a fan into being a friend. And when people come through town, like I used to always take bands out, show them around the town, get them away from the venue, do certain things. Shannon is doing interviews, it's like Mike and I, like we know a lot of different people. So, how we meet them and what relationships you've built, it's like also helps us get the access to do that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's helped. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, favorite shoot. I'll start with Mike. What was your absolute favorite shoot you did, and why?
Favorite shoot. The first time I shot the original Kiss, 1996 on the reunion tour.
Wow. Which one?
They were my first show in '79, and to be able to actually shoot the original 4 down the line, it was nothing that can compare to that.
No, that's it right there.
Yeah. And that show I got special treated by Tommy Thayer of all people. He was the tour manager then.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, he was the tour manager then, and
nice.
told me to come back for this encore, and so I got to go in the pit for the encore and have Peter Criss sing Beth basically 2 feet away from me.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. So I cherish those photos. That show right there.
Right. Shannon, your favorite one so far?
I'm bad at favorites, so I'll give a few. I would say Blackstone Cherry was very cool. The lighting was great, and the band was very energetic, which I'd never seen them live, so I had no idea what to expect, but it was a great shoot. That was awesome. Godsmack, I would say that was my first shoot in an arena, so that was very cool for me. So I would say that definitely. Plus, like, I always love being in the pit with a lot of people, which is probably, you guys probably can't agree with that, but I think it's cool because you can meet so many people, and I love like making friends with all the other photographers and everyone. So that's always fun. And I think so. I was supposed to photograph Kiss, but it got canceled because of a hurricane that hit here. So I think when I shoot Kiss, that will be my definite favorite.
Yeah, I'd say it seems to be everybody's bar,
Yeah,
Kiss.
Definitely.
I've shot him and no.
Yeah. Your favorite, Kimmarie?
Oh my God. I would 9 Inch Nails back in 1994.
Nice.
I had a photo pass, and Chris, who played keyboards at the time for 9 Inch Nails, they brought me back, and I got to hang out with Trent Reznor and everything. I got to shoot from the stage.
Wow.
And and I still have a lot of those pictures, and it was like a how the fuck did I get here moment, and I was like 21, and but then there was Breaking Benjamin and Shinedown and Asking Alexandria like 3 years ago, and Ben pulled me up on stage and had me take pictures from the stage.
No shit.
So that was I didn't get very good pictures because I was shaking so bad because I was just like, what the fuck? So
right.
So yeah, that was my couple favorites.
Cool. Neil.
It's a little bit different, but for me, it's definitely Kiss. I just shot Kiss last week, and I have never shot Kiss before, but I have seen Kiss a lot, and so just to be able to shoot them on what is theoretically their last and real end of the road tour, you know, it was special for me because that's Kiss is the third show I've ever seen in my entire life, and now to shoot them at the end, being able to do what I'm doing, that's great. But I'm gonna be like Shannon. I'm gonna put another one out there, and
there you go.
Honestly, it's anything on the Monsters of Rock cruise.
There you go.
Yeah.
Everything is just so unique. It's really cool being a part of the team that works on that cruise, and all of those bands are what we grew up with and were what I grew up with for sure. And to be able to take photos and see that they're still active. Yeah. Every time I just think the same way. I was just like, how am I here? How am I doing this? Like, this is amazing.
This is a rocker.
And I'm always grateful and very thankful that something like that exists, because I would not have met any of you if it wasn't for Monsters of Rock. So,
and that's the truth.
Well, I already knew Mike's, but whatever.
Right. Jeannie.
What?
What you got? Hey,
Wasn't paying attention.
You talk back. You're not allowed to talk back to me on my show. Any other time, you're allowed.
I can tell you that my favorite pictures that I've gotten in the last, in a long time, was this summer for Styx and REO. The lights were perfect. Every single song. Wow. There was not that magenta. They all blue. You could just pick and choose when you wanted to shoot, and I had the whole show to shoot.
Oh,
we were in the second row.
Oh, you were sitting.
I was in this. Yeah, we were. They didn't have a pit.
Because Mike and I just shot that show, and we only got 3 songs. Like, I mean.
Oh well, see, I was at the York Fair.
Yeah,
they were at the York Fair.
You know, that's something that's always quite unique for us, and we always laugh about that. Is just like, we get 3 songs if you're lucky, right?
Yeah, usually it's
and then
2.
you're out, right?
Yeah.
There you're gone.
But then someone sitting there can take as many photos as they want, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay. And I'm not saying that those photos are bad or good or whatever, but they're shooting the entire show.
Right.
A lot of people look at most shows through their phone.
Yeah.
Those pictures are going to go out there.
Yeah.
Right.
So why
even,
would you
even the
restrict,
pocket cameras?
Yeah. Why would you restrict the professional?
Exactly.
Instead, or put us at the soundboard?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Like, I mean, like it is what it is. I'm not saying that it isn't, but like, we're at the soundboard trying to get photos when everyone up front is snapping away with their cell phone. And
Right.
I'm a photographer on my cell phone and posting pictures that are worse.
And we have to get approval of all our pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
exactly. Approval.
Wow.
So it's just like, you know, it's just a unique thing. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Why is that like that? So.
Right. And I've always wondered the same thing. I'm like, these guys get 3 songs and they get booted out. But like you said, everybody's taking pictures. Everybody's taking video. I mean, there's copyrights. I can't use a song or Facebook mutes whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they can put these videos of the band out as long as they download it from their phone, or all they got to do is upload it to YouTube first.
I'm guilty. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's your fault. You're the reason we can't have nice things. Way to go.
We can't have nice things. No,
she's the reason.
Everybody does it.
I don't take them with my professional camera. I have a little digital camera I use.
There's an artist that doesn't allow photography from pros ever.
Well, a perfect circle.
I took my point and shoot, which is just as good for me.
Right.
And I shot the shit out of that show, and I posted a fuckload of photos, and it was hilarious because, like, oh, you don't allow me to shoot? I had to put my gear away, but I can shoot like
it's like for M3. M3, I have front row usually, but I take my pocket camera.
Yeah.
And get great pictures with it.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time.
Jody got some killer shots from M3 with his camera. But, you know, it's, again, in the hands of the right people. You know, you couldn't tell that he wasn't in the pit. His photos are incredible. So
yeah.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
Now, that's another question I got. Does it matter what you use, or can you make really great pictures just because you, like you said, Mike, you said earlier, like a sixth sense? Can you use anything, or is it in the gear?
I can use anything.
Yeah, I mean, I came from the film days. If you can shoot film,
right.
Digital's a breeze.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's, because that's what I thought. Some people spend all kinds of money, and then I look at their pictures. I'm like, really?
Yep.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier. Like, I mean, I can buy $10,000 of photo gear and hand it to someone else, and they can't do anything.
Yeah.
Or I can buy a $10,000 guitar. I can't play like Doug Aldrich or Red Beach. I mean, there's no way. It's all in the skill and the talent, right? So it's just, if you give a photographer a tool, they know how to use the tool. It's all in the eye. It's all in what that artist brings to the table, right?
Yeah.
Ike is going to look differently at something than Shannon or myself or Jim or Kimmarie. We all have a different perspective, and that's the thing that it always makes it unique, is that we will always see something differently. We will always look at something differently, and that carries over into life and everything else. Just perspectives. We all come from a different background, and we're putting our passion and our love for what we're doing into our craft, and we are getting better every time. I mean, all amazing photographers, but continually growing, except for Shannon. She's just gonna out
she started at the top.
Crush us all, You
got it all gone.
Yeah, it's all perspective. So yeah, we can use anything. Wow, I think anyone here can use anything. So
yeah, cool. What do you guys like most about it? Don't worry, we're going to get to stories in a couple minutes. But what do you guys like most about doing this? Well, what reward is there?
For me personally, the reward is, like I said before, being a fan of the music and actually expressing and catching moments for other people that can't afford to go to concerts or have never seen a band, or is on Gilligan's Island and they somehow have internet and can see photos. I don't know. There's just I like putting my art out there, and then having other people check it out. That otherwise, it's like my hiking photos. Like when I go hiking and I go out in the middle of nowhere and tops of mountains and everything else. I know there's people that'll never ever in their lifetime get to those places. So with photography, you can help in that sense with the whole human experience.
Right. Shannon, what do you like most?
Well, I mean, I'm also a fan, like I said, so it's awesome just getting to see all these bands, let alone getting to photograph them. It's amazing. It's my favorite thing I get to do. Honestly, the reward is just getting to do what I do. And getting to share that with other people, and all the amazing people I've gotten to meet through what I do, like all of you guys, that's also a big part of it for me. Also, the camaraderie, I guess, between photographers and just people in the industry in general. It's awesome. So I would say that too.
And I do notice that. I mean, I really do notice that. There is, you have a couple every now and then, people don't get along, whatever. But for the moral majority of it, you see that, you see you guys on the Monsters of Rock cruise, you see that you guys are all hanging out. I mean, at M3, at different shows, I see you guys, and you guys are all hanging out, talking. So there's really, it might be cutthroat for some, but not all. I mean, you got to be. It's got to be
out of my way, man. No.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it truly is. I'd say 90% of the people you're going to come into a pit are, it's like a family, you know,
Right.
everybody gets along and stuff.
I know I was talking to Neil before this, and it's the same way in podcasting, the same way in radio. There's going to be a family dynamic with a lot of us. 95% of us are all going to be, we're on the same page. We all support and help each other out no matter what.
Yeah.
But there's going to be that 5%, like, fuck everybody, I don't care, I'm on my own, I'm king. You know, it just, now you eliminate yourself. Now, if you ever need help or anything, anytime, I'll still come and help somebody even though they dick me over or whatever. But, you know, it's
Not literally.
It's hard sometimes, but, you know.
But I don't understand that, like, ever. It's just like most of it, like nearly all of us will help each other out and do things.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you don't know everything and you can't know every single thing. You're not the best ever. There's always going to be someone else that has a different perspective, right?
Right.
So why be a dick about it? Like, why not just help each other? Like, you know, it's like we get shade from people and it's just like, why? Just because what? Are you jealous or something? It's like, I'm not you and you're not me. So just do you. Like, just be the best you can be. Don't be a fucking dick and like screw people over. Like,
we're gonna put that on T-shirts. Don't be a fucking dick.
I'm going to needle pointed on a throw pillow.
Yeah, help each other out, because I always find it's the people that don't help each other. They're the ones that really kind of suck, you know, because they're trying to keep everything close to their chest and do whatever, and they're not about like sharing. Like, I can share as much as I can and show Shannon something. She'll shoot completely differently. We're different people, different eyes.
Yeah.
I can show her, like, photography is like, there's base principles, and once you know those, then it's how you apply it. It's fine. Just be cool with everyone, man. Like, I just don't get it.
Gotta be cool.
Never get it.
You know, and the same goes for like bands and stuff like that. You got the bands that don't get along, but 95% of the bands get along. I mean,
They do different things. They're different music.
You're
different players.
Like, everybody can be in the same pool, and all the fish get along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. You know, one thing living in Seattle, the back in the 80s and 90s when the whole scene was happening, all those bands would help each other for every show, share their flyers, tell their friends, go to that show, go to this show. Nowadays, forget it. You cannot get bands to, cross promote with each other.
Nope.
It's pretty much cutthroat. And that's why, in some ways, the scene here in Seattle has kind of died because of it.
Right, because you don't.
It's already dead in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
But we got to do something. We're going to do something about this. It's not going to die. We can't let it die. Ever. That's why we all do our little parts. Pictures, writing, podcasting, going to shows. Everybody got a little part to play to keep it going. We're all just as important as the other one. Bucket list shoot. Shannon, you're the one with the most time. What has the band ever come around yet that you want to shoot?
Well, I mean, I guess the top would be Kiss, which I was, like I said, supposed to shoot. I was all approved, all set, ready to go the day before it got canceled because of a hurricane. So, as of now, I'm planning on shooting the date when they reschedule it, as long as it goes through and everything's set. So hopefully that'll happen. But besides that, I would probably say Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses, because those were bands. Those were like my first two favorite bands. So that would be very cool for me. I've been very lucky to be able to photograph a lot of the bands that I wanted to photograph. I would say overall, I've been very lucky to not get a ton of denials, which is good. And I think probably very unique, because I don't think that I think a lot of people get denied, and I have gotten denied, of course, but I've been lucky overall, I would say.
Cool. Kimmarie, bucket list.
Spread Eagle. You know, they're near and dear close to my heart, and you know, I'd like to see them live because just getting to know them and stuff. I think when you know a band, know them personally, you get better shots, honestly, because you it's like there's a synergy there, and I just hope that they can get a tour together next year so I can actually do that. And
Are they still playing? Because
yeah, they're going to be in the studio December 21st. Sorry, Rob, I won't tell anyone else. Yeah, they're working on their next album.
It's only going right here, Rob.
Only going
nowhere else.
Out to everybody.
Yes, it's just
I only got like
you five are the only ones I'm
dude.
telling. Okay. Yeah, they're working on a new album right now.
That's amazing. Yep. Great. Because like I just introduced a friend of mine to them, and like I saw Spread Eagle back when I lived in New York when I was like 23 at the Limelight, and I lost my mind. Like, I mean, it was really cool, like meeting Rob, like on Monsters of Rock, because Rob plays with Sebastian. But
yeah,
I haven't seen, man, Ray West, man, that voice just insane.
Yeah, Ray West, man, he's
I would love to see Spread Eagle.
Yes.
Hopefully they're gonna be touring, like I said, you know, and just getting to know them, and it's yeah, that's definitely.
I know everyone does it and drives everyone insane, but I'd love to see them on a cruise some point.
Yeah. Why not?
They were supposed to be at when it was Ballroom Blitz.
Right?
They were gonna be there.
BLE, yep.
Yep. And then for Masquerade, the schedule they were, Ray was talking about something that, you know, didn't jive. Oh, because DeLuca was going to be with
He's out with Sebastian.
Right.
Yep.
So that
or with
already,
UFO, you know, he plays bass for
right.
UFO.
Yeah.
So it wasn't going to work with DeLuca, so they pulled off. Now, maybe with it being in April, we get Spread Eagle back, Bradley.
Well, we need to make sure that Ziv, you know, the guitarist,
Right.
you know, it plays in like 5,000 different bands. You know, but yeah, I think 2022 next year is going to be the year for Spread Eagle to really hit again, and people won't even know that they were from the 80s. They'll be like, oh my god, a new band, you know. So
such a great band.
It's exciting.
That'd be a cool band, Sue. Neil, bucket list. What is it?
Unfortunately, bucket list for me no longer exists. So
that's
bucket
sad.
list was Kiss, but bucket list for me would have been Rush. I've seen Rush so many times, being Canadian, but like I went to their last show here, and but I've never shot them, and that would have been amazing. Or classic Alice in Chains, you know,
dude,
my like favorite bands of the time, like back in the Dirt era, you know, that would have been just unbelievable. And but I don't, I try not to make bucket lists because, you know, it's like everything's an opportunity. So like whatever comes along that happens, I guess if I was to have a current, I just did it, which was Kiss. So for me, I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Gee, bucket list. Who would you love to be? Somebody say, hey, you're in the pit for this show. Bam. What is it?
Wow. That's hard for me because I've seen so many bands. I've not been in the pits for any of them, but I still get to take pictures and enjoy the music. And the music is what it's all about for me. But if I could be in the pits, it would probably be Guns N' Roses because I've seen them, but never been up close.
Oh, wow. No, I don't think I've ever been close either. Midway back in the stadium. Yeah. The last time I saw them was 92.
Wow. I think when I saw them in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Metallica, Faith No More, which I didn't go in for. Metallica and Guns N' Roses. And I think I made it to
God, I saw that tour.
Midfield. Yeah. That was a Buffalo. I was at Buffalo.
Wow. Yeah.
Amazing show. Oh my God, dude.
I can't remember the name of the band that was with them in Philly.
Neil, you know what? You saw him with the Cult, right? 88.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time we saw Guns N' Roses opening for the Cult, and nobody knew who they were.
Wow.
Yeah, I was for like again, it's like seeing a lot of classic bands, but never been able to shoot them. But like, it's really wild because we know a lot of other photographers that have like, in the Sunset Strip era that have shot them a lot of times and grew up with them. It's really great. So it's pretty amazing, So
yeah.
Concert photography tips.
Biggest tip is I have for anyone, it's just not about what you're doing, it's just respect your fellow photographers, respect the people that are security in the pit, and treat everyone like how you want to be treated. So if you're gonna be a douche, you're gonna get douched right back. So like it's just like for me, I just like, I'm a photographer, like much like Mike. We don't stay still, we move. So when I courtesy tap you, that's me being polite. The next one is me moving you out of my way.
Bully. One of the pit bullies.
Well, I asked first, and then you fucking stood there. So there you go. So like, I mean, when I tap you, I don't tap you lightly. I tap you to move. Move. Understand,
and I'm sure everybody knows that. Yeah, I mean,
but like, I mean, if you're in a pit, you need to know some pit etiquette. So understand your pit etiquette. That's the biggest tip for me.
A lot of them don't know that though.
When I see pit etiquette, like, I mean, nobody with it, it drives me insane. So, but anyways, that's.
I have a quick question before I forget it. Why in the pit? Why do some females wear spike heels?
Because they want to look pretty when they fall down and hit their heads. That's why.
Yeah. Like, why do women wear those shoes in the first place? Like,
I know.
I'm not looking
to look pretty.
I'm not looking at your feet. So
maybe you should.
No, that's not where I look.
Yeah. I always wear combat boots, so.
I've seen your pictures. If somebody shoots you, you've got boots on, you're ready for war.
Yep, I've got leggings, and I'm ready for combat, man. I am ready, because I go in and sometimes I'm the only female, and you girls know. Sometimes you are it. There's 20 huge big guys, and they're, and I used to say, excuse me. What'd you say?
Like,
you don't want your feet stomped on with the little skinny shoes on.
Right. Well, yeah. I have steel-toed combat boots.
Good deal.
That's
funny. So just don't be a douche, I think, is the just be kind to. We're all down there for a reason.
Yeah,
but
you're all professionals. It's like, I mean, I hear stories a lot because I have a lot of female photographer friends that they're just like, they get shade from some other dudes. It's like, they're in the pit. It's like, you don't know who someone is. Give them the respect that they're there, just like you are. Like, it's just like, don't go, oh, are you the, like, I'm sure Shannon gets, are you the daughter of one of the people? Like, fuck off. She's in the pit. She's working. She's got pro gear. She's a professional. It doesn't matter that she's like a teen. 15. It doesn't matter. She's doing the work.
Exactly. She does it well for her age.
Top 5 things not to do in the pit.
Top 5 things not to do in the pit.
Don't wear a fucking backpack. I will knock
I hate
off of your back without even thinking twice. No Hail Marys. Don't fucking put your camera above your head to get a shot. You can't see it. I hate that.
Yep.
Number 3 for me, courtesy. When I tap you, move out of the way, right? When I also tap you, number 4, watch my back. Make sure that I'm not going to get hit by a roll of toilet paper at a Slayer show.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Or a stage diver, because I'm, again, like what Shannon said, I'm always looking out for photographers and people, because you're immersed in that, in your viewfinder, looking at that shot. You're not seeing that person coming over. So help me out.
Oblivious.
I don't want to get kicked in my head, Right. And As for me, it's just like, again, it's just the same thing, respect and courtesy. So
Hey,
I don't
Neil,
know about
Neil, it wasn't toilet paper. It was
Dude,
worse. It was the hand wash, the heavy
whole roll.
rolls,
Yeah.
the whole roll of that stuff you pull to dry your hands with.
How
That thing came flying and hit him in the back of the head. And I swear, his head looked like it went right on the
It
stage.
was a big roll, man. I was like, what the fuck was that? And I saw it. I was like, what?
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's
So,
Slayer, man. It's Slayer.
Yeah.
What are your top 5 things, or pit tips, Mike?
Yeah.
The exact same ones you had. Definitely the number one is a backpack.
Oh, God.
You know,
Because then they kneel down and they're doing it right in front of them.
Because it's in the back, and I've seen it before where, you know, they have the backpack on, they turn, and they take someone out. And, man, I'll be all over their ass when I see that.
And then we get all
even
kicked out
before,
because then there's a problem.
Yeah, and even before that even happens, if I see somebody wearing a backpack in their back, then it's like, nope, ain't happening.
Ain't happening.
Ain't happening, you know. But I always try to give, people, if I see something before a show's happening, I'll say something, you know, just be polite about it.
Yeah, of course.
And stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's the main thing, you know, and just knowing where you're at in the pit. There's some photographers just lose their mind where they're at, what they're doing. And
starstruck, I think.
Yeah, and like Neil says, like the Hail Mary thing, they'll go to the very front of the stage and then lift their camera. And it's like I always tell them, look, if you're gonna do anything like that, you go to the back of the pit, you know,
and stay out of the way.
Stay out of the way, and then do your whatever. But to do it in very front of the very front of the stage, then it messes with everybody's photos.
Right.
So.
Oh, I forgot one. No flash.
Oh, I was going to say that.
I shot a show one time where the band, their mood and their stuff is about dark silhouettes, moody, everything like that. Right. And this photographer kept flashing them. I was like, dude, they don't want the flash. There's no flash. Oh, I can't see them. I'm like, well, then you obviously suck at what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because I'm getting shots. Learn your craft.
Exactly.
No flash. You're annoying the band. That's why they say 3 songs, no flash. It's in everything because they have to reiterate that thing. Don't use a flash during a show. Like sometimes I'll stop shooting because I can't see them. So then there's no point. But don't use a flash. If I can't see them with my eyes, you're gonna blind them with a flash.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I have the greatest photo ever. I was on stage with Queensryche taking photos, and you know what? It was a Monsters of Rock. It was a pre-show, and they had these bright lights, and all I remember is Neil in the pit. We were looking at each other, and all of a sudden the lights go on, and I have this shot of Neil going. I mean, it was so blinding. It was hilarious. Oh my
like
God.
a UFO coming down.
And then didn't you get the other one because that mix was so loud it just blew my ears out? I was just like, oh my God! I couldn't even I couldn't see
you could see
dumb and blind.
Yeah.
Always good.
All right,
most memorable.
These are the last 2 questions have come from Jody Wilk. So Shannon, Dad's here. Be good. Most memorable, scary, or funny experience in the pit. Anybody?
Okay, I'll start real quick.
There you go.
The most scary was in the pit for Slipknot, and they canceled the show 5 minutes before they go on.
Oh no!
And then so pretty much my boss said, get the hell out of here because this place is gonna riot.
Stand down, abort.
Yeah. So that was a little scary because Slipknot fans are kind of crazy.
They are
a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Slipknot fans are brutal.
Yeah, and most memorable, that show, the Kiss show. Gene Simmons, he put his boot on my head.
Oh.
While I was changing film.
Oh, wow.
That was
Well, that's
and so I
nice.
got these photos consecutive when he lifted his boot off my head. I got a picture of the boot like
Cool.
this close, and then him looking at me laughing. So that was fun. That was a
Very
moment.
cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Shannon.
Okay. Well, I have a couple. So scary. So I was shooting a band. I won't name names. I was the only one in the photo pit. It was me and the house photographer, but the house photographer was at the soundboard, so I was the only one in the pit. And a mic stand comes flying at me from on stage.
Oh.
Oh my word.
Was it purpose?
A near miss to my head. And I took that as my sign to get out of the photo pit.
Wow.
It wasn't even my 3 songs weren't up or anything, but I was like, better not. I better not stay here.
You think it was purposely? Do you think
that? I have to say, I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but I wasn't waiting to find out.
No.
Absolutely not.
That's the awareness that we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say more recently, I was photographing Ace Frehley. And again, with the awareness, pay attention. I was hanging out before the show. I was supposed to meet with all the other photographers at 7:30. So I was so sad. I was like, 7:20, got 10 minutes. I'll be fine. Then the band starts way across the venue early. And so I run my way over, barely make it in the pit in time because everyone's pushed up against the barrier and there was no side entrance to the pit. So I had to maneuver my way through. And I was rushing so fast to get my camera out, didn't have earplugs, was full on deaf after for a while. If it was Marilyn Manson, it was on purpose. That's funny. It was Marilyn Manson.
Throwing the mic stand. That's Marilyn Manson.
Dude, I would have taken the hit and got new gear, money, did some stuff. Fuck that guy.
I hear bad things about him all the time.
Well, he always he destroyed some friends' stuff that I know, and it's just like it's like why? Like we're doing a job just like you. Like I mean, why do that? Like I would take the hit. I would charge him with assault afterwards. Make some money. Like
make some money, baby.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So I guess most memorable moment would be recently I photographed Dropkick Murphys and Rancid.
Ooh, I got that on Tuesday. Yeah.
It was downpouring the entire show. It was at an outdoor amphitheater, so it was partially covered, but it was so rainy that the photo pit was literally flooding. It was bad.
Wow.
And then there was a fence in the middle of the venue, so people wouldn't slip and fall in this big puddle. And so Dropkick Murphys set ended early, but during the last song, they had everyone do a mosh pit around the fence, and I joined in on that, which was very
nice.
Fun. But it was a hard shoot because it was in the rain, and I'm trying to 1, get shots, and 2, not absolutely destroy my gear. So that was quite an experience, I will say.
Neil.
Scariest moment, we talked about it, getting hit with a full toilet roll of paper at this layer, almost breaking my neck and just going, what just hit me? Like I just literally did not, that thing hurt like a motherfucker. And then
these are big rolls, dude. I mean,
it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger every time the story.
It's big, man.
It is big and it hurts.
Dude, that thing sucked.
The most memorable for me is also Slayer. I am been blessed to do a lot of work with them for years. I have the last photo of them live on stage in Los Angeles. So
nice.
Yeah. So that's the most memorable for me because that's also the first band I actually went on tour with, working with another band, In Flames, that took me out. And also funniest is always In Flames too, because the relationship I've had with those guys for years. I've hashtagged it High Neil with a lot of artists, but they just flipped me off during the show. all the time. So anyone that's photographing them, they're flipping me off, not them. And so they're just, I'm getting photos. So I put my finger in my lens and flip them back off. And I have some great pictures of them both of us doing that. So that's always been fun. So that's the funniest one. So yeah.
Hey, I forgot to give my funniest because Neil with his toilet paper roll thing. I got hit in the back of the head once, but this was great. I got hit in the back of the head with a Hello Kitty Yoshiki doll. And these dolls were like $100. They were like $100 at the show. And so, X Japan, it was the only time I ever saw them in America and the only time they've ever played in Seattle.
No
and I get hit in the head with a Hello Kitty Yoshiki doll.
Oh my God.
So it was a lot softer. It was a lot softer than Neil's because I saw when Neil got hit with that. I can't believe the guy's even alive because that thing's got to be 10 pounds.
No, it was
pure. It's easy. Heavier than that.
Yeah. Something like that, man. He just got. I mean, I just saw his head go forward, and I thought, "What the heck?" It was crazy.
Slayer, baby.
Yep.
Slayer.
Fucking Slayer.
Unreal.
Kimmarie, what's your favorite memorable?
Well, I got to shoot Slayer at Riot Fest 2 years ago, and I was on stage because I was actually there with Guar. But so we were on stage and I was right next to the pyro and didn't realize it. And so I'm videotaping and all of a sudden it went off and I screamed. I mean, I screamed so loud that the drummer like almost stopped and looked at me because it freaked me out so bad. But that was, first of all, I was there on stage with Slayer, but then I almost got burnt to a crisp by them.
I'm surprised they let you do that because they're very aware of who's on stage, and they normally do not let anyone that's not.
I was with Guar, so you don't really say no to Guar. And I was 18 and I was supposed to go to Minneapolis to shoot Guar, and I was supposed to interview Dave Rocky, and he came out as odorous, and I was naive. I didn't really know what was happening. And he scared the crap out of me, and so I like bolted. I was going to leave. I was so upset. And so then I was standing on the balcony after the show. This guy comes up to me, he's talking to me, and he's like, well, here, come meet the rest of the band. Here it was Dave Rocky had come out to talk to me, to tell, So I was like, that's why Guar is like one of my favorite bands,
Dave,
still now.
Rest in peace. He was an amazing person. So, a really amazing person. So,
what's up? All right, now let's get to more stories. People are in here for stories. So if anybody wants to know stories, well, we've already done most memorable, craziest thing you've seen that you are allowed to say.
Oh, damn it!
I mean, you've got to respect that confidence. Gotta be careful of the disclosure agreements. So
don't talk about Sebastian Bach. Do not.
No, absolutely no.
Lord, no.
He's the one. He has to approve all those pictures too. Any picture you take, he has to approve before it gets printed.
Yes,
you didn't approve my pictures.
Unless you're in the seats, then you can do whatever you want. I mean, like we discussed earlier. I mean,
yeah.
What is the most difficult thing about being a photographer? I mean, it doesn't have to be a show. What's the most difficult thing about it?
Getting paid.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
It's always funny someone, just understanding that you are not only talented in doing what you were able to do. You have very expensive
to eat food and have a house too.
Yeah, you have bills. You have computer skills. You need a computer. You need to be able to do all these things. It's just like
expensive.
It's just like
equipment.
people don't understand or respect your craft, right? Just so that's sometimes that's what's difficult about being someone who just like, and in this day and age when everyone expects something for free, you're just like,
Exactly.
okay, whatever, just like what are you doing? Like, I mean, how about you come to my house and bring your band and your crew and play your show for free in my backyard
for experience
with my friends. And
exposure.
It'll be great exposure.
Yeah, yes, so it'll get your name out. Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be great exposure. Like,
yeah.
I think that's a difficult thing. Understanding proper exposure, being a photographer.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we got two questions that kind of can tie into one. Scott Clark's like, I'm all in for a little bit of gear talk, bodies, lenses, and then Chris Knapp, what advice do you have for those starting out? So
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Run.
Like, if somebody's starting out, what gear probably would be okay to start out with?
Well, like the Canon E series, I'd say.
The one thing for me is I don't care what brand it is, just make sure you get a full frame digital camera nowadays, because the full frames allow more light in. So if you can't afford, the 2.8 f lenses,
satellite lenses.
Yeah, and if you get like an f4, like I use f4 a lot, and I just push the ISO up because it's full frame, so it allows the light in. And I just don't overspend. It depends on what you really want to do. Once you get in, once you start, you can spend a lot of money. There's no doubt about that. But there is a lot of good bodies out there that are decent enough in the $1,500 range that you can buy the body. But it's a hard question. You can't really answer it because it's specific per person,
personal,
what they're doing, where they're shooting, and how much money you have.
Right. True.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I play drums barely. And, some people need a 12-piece set.
Neil Peart.
People, right. But other people can make a 5-piece set sound like a 12-piece set.
Yeah.
So it's all what you can do and what fits you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, and if anybody that's commenting out there that has any questions on equipment or whatever, or any other questions,
Ask
they can
those
always
guys,
they can message me, through my Facebook or Instagram. So
these guys, that's one thing I've learned about these guys. I've known who Mike Savoia is, but I finally met him, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Well, met him online, not in person yet. I've seen you on the Monsters Rock Cruise.
Oh, yeah, we've run past each other.
Right. But Kimmarie, Neil, Jeannie, Shannon, I've known for quite a while. And like Mike just said, message any one of them. They're great people. They'll help you out. There's even other photographers out there that'll help you out. And I'm going to have another one because there's so many good ones. I'm going to have another one with, other stories from other guys. I mean, you got Chris Carroll out there. You got Joe Schaefer.
Yeah.
Some really good people out there that take really good pictures and are just, so we'll do more. And like Mike said, message these guys. If you have, like Scott, I know you're wanting to know stuff. I'll put you in touch with Mike and Neil. And then, you guys can talk. This ain't they're not unreachable. They are very, very, very nice guys.
Yeah, definitely. Me and Neil are not hiding online at all.
No, they're out there. No, I mean Neil's more of an Instagram guy.
No. Like, follow my photo Instagram. Do not follow my personal Instagram.
Your personal Instagram.
That's
Ooh.
definitely not for the faint of heart.
No,
Okay.
no.
Excited.
Today I'm sitting there going, "Oh, here we go again."
Are you blushing? He's blushing.
I
What's
don't
going
like
on?
this guy.
He's blushing. Look at him.
You make me laugh so hard sometimes, and then other stuff, it's just like, this is great. I wish I could say this shit on my Facebook, but I can't.
That's what we gotta do. We gotta laugh these days.
He
right?
makes me laugh every day.
If you don't like it, just keep scrolling, right?
Exactly.
If you're offended, if you're upset, that's why I'm happy.
We shouldn't be on your page if they're
it's the wrong page to be on.
Keep moving.
What did your friend press Neil for if you're gonna get offended?
Dude, Mike and I were talking about that. You're just gonna sit in a queue, man. So it's all good.
Exactly.
It is what it is. Don't come to my page and
no.
Yeah, do that.
No.
And just be thinking like, whatever.
I'm gonna change Neil because you're not gonna change Neil. Neil may have a bet. You're gonna fucking change.
You're gonna laugh, that's for sure. Or you're gonna cry. You're gonna do one of the other.
Sounds accepted. All right.
There's no in between.
No. Oh my god, it is so funny. I love it. I love it's Savoia, his page. I just got on it. It's like, oh my god, dude. That's what I love. I'm more drawn to people that are out there. They can make fun of themselves. They can have a good time. They can make fun of other people, and it's just have fun. Facebook is not for drama. It's for social.
Yeah. Have fun or go home.
So, did you say social?
Socializing. I mean, people take it too seriously nowadays. Neil doesn't at all.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find your Instagram, Neil.
Don't look. But my Instagram is Lim-Sang Photography. That's the one you need to look at.
That's the one you need.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I found you.
Oh,
your world's about to change.
Woo! Exciting! I've been bored for so long.
It's gonna get
Come
real
on.
fucking interesting.
Right on. Come at me, bro. Come on.
All right. Anything else before we wrap this up? Anything you guys want to put out there?
I'm just glad to be back in the world with this year and a half off. It was a strange times.
Yeah.
Strange times. And now it's pretty much full force now. I mean, this last month has just been insanity. But with this new Delta variant, who knows what's going to happen? Because you keep seeing tours being canceled here and there and moved out to next year. So,
and I think that's mainly the bands making that decision now. I don't think it's the government. The government really hasn't shut anything down, which is nice. They're letting this Delta variant go and do its thing, and over half the population. Whether you get vaccinated, whether you don't get vaccinated, it's all everybody's choice. And I think they're starting to let people make their own decisions, which is good.
Yep. So just glad music's back.
Yes.
Live music.
Live music.
Yes. And then we have Monsters on the Mountain in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Tennessee.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So gonna go.
I'm driving down, so.
All right. I gotta fly. I gotta do a weird flight from Seattle. You don't fly to Knoxville.
Yeah.
No,
easily.
You go to like Bermuda, then Hawaii.
That's why I'm driving.
Over to Texas.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
fucking
It's
Knoxville.
7.5 hours.
Yeah.
But I'll drive that 7.5.
Get in a deliverance canoe and
I hear banjos. Oh God.
Sure got a pretty mouth.
Yeah. Squeal, little piggy. I mean, whoops. Yes.
Yeah.
And there are young people watching. What the hell are they talking about?
Yeah.
Deliverance. Watch it.
Yeah.
They'll thank me later.
It's been a family-oriented kind of thing here.
No, it's not.
No.
I've never censored myself talking.
Mike, your show is never family oriented.
No, can't. Okay, cool. Well, It was nice having you guys. I mean, is there anything else you want to say, Neil? Anybody?
No, thanks for coming up with this
disappointing me, Neil. I thought
and
you'd have
it's
something.
it was a lot of fun. You know, it was really cool. So
I know people like to get to know you guys a little better. You know, I mean, we don't. When you're at the Monster Rock Cruise or you're at a show, it's hard to get to know people. You see them and say, "Yeah, that's Neil, that's Mike, that's Kimmarie, that's Shannon, Jeannie." You know, you don't really get to know people, so that's why I kind of try to pull groups on every now and then to, you know.
Well, that's a thing that I will say to most people, anyways. Like Mike and I were always running around, but we're like, I mean, never too busy to stop and say hi. But if I'm not going to stop if you don't stop me, right? Because I'm always moving, right? So
I always stop you and get pictures.
And I will always stop, and I will always talk to anyone, and I will always, help anyone when I can. But like sometimes people just go, "Oh, you're too busy to doing it." I will always be busy, especially on the cruise. So if you don't make the effort, I won't know. It's not me being rude. It's because I'm in work mode. You guys are in vacation mode. We're working.
So exactly.
So it's just like I'm not thinking about like just hanging out, doing whatever. It's just like I'm there to capture some moments, do some things, and I can't. You can't capture everything. The boat is always too busy and always too much fun. So you have to pick and choose. But like stop me, stop Mike, stop any of us.
So. Yeah, and if you're looking for me anytime on the cruises, just look at the soft ice cream cone section. I always make a stop there.
Hell yeah, dude! I'll make a special trip. It's okay. We're lost. Oh, there's the ice cream machine.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's go. Oh, I know where we're going. You gotta make sure.
Yeah.
What year was it broken? It was that 2018.
Yeah, it was
broke.
3 years ago. It broke.
Thing you remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm ice cream machine's broken.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
The only thing there's time to eat on that cruise.
So you gotta grab a cone and go.
Yeah,
exactly.
Cole and I could see him doing his mouth underneath the machine.
I think I don't know which cruise it was. I remember Dave Stavely telling me he thought I ate over 500 cream puffs.
What?
That's a good start.
I would run, from a stage. I would go through the food section, grab, a couple cream puffs, go to the next show, and I did that a whole cruise.
Damn.
It's going to be interesting to see what it's like now. Because BC before COVID, it was a bit of a free for all. Now it's just like washy is a whole different meaning.
Yep.
And buffet, like you can't.
No buffets, yeah.
You can't do any of that. So it'll be a unique cruise.
It's going to be walk up to them and say 5 cream puffs. There you go.
Exactly.
I see one more cream puff, just one more.
The cruise is just going to have astronaut food now.
Oh, yeah, the little pouches.
Add water.
Oh, God.
Add water.
Tang.
No. Add a couple drips of water and a jelly donut. It's like,
that I want to see.
Hell yeah.
You can dream.
A little, we're just going to hand it a dropper when we get on, like a little eyedropper thing. Just one shot, bam, cupcake.
Your cupcakes are this big?
Boom, that's a good cupcake. I actually got a mold that makes a cupcake. You take a whole recipe, throw it in the thing, bam.
That's a cake.
It's a cupcake.
Great minds, Kimmarie.
Cupcake. It's in the shape of a cupcake. It's a cupcake. It means it's one serving.
But that's a cake. Because a cupcake is supposed to be a cup-sized cake.
It could be.
Cupcake.
I don't ever want to go anywhere with you guys when you have to measure things. Because
Nope. It's a cupcake.
I mean, just saying. So,
Well, I just want to say thank you for all your tips and the experiences you had, because it's really showed me a lot and what I need to do going forward.
It's time for bed.
You could always
damn Alexa.
contact me about if you've got questions about getting in the pit. Like I've got a lot of contacts from being a tour manager, so and I'm sure you guys do too. You have a lot of contact that maybe Jeannie can't get at. So that's a big thing for me, networking.
Well, I have to finish my class first before I go that far, but
networking is a huge part of this.
What's the problem?
Yes.
Really big. So yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Christopher Carroll. He says bravo.
Yep. All right.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it, and I'm sure a lot of other people appreciate it. A lot of good information, a lot of good stories, a lot of laughs. It was all I hoped for and more.
I had a blast.
So if you see any of these guys out, like Neil said, everybody said, grab them, say hi, and they're all cool, down to earth. Okay, they'll do anything for you, answer any questions.
Shannon, we have a selfie coming.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, y'all have a
Peace
good
out.
evening. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you guys.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
We're done.
We're done.
Okay, cool. Everybody's gone. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This was pretty cool. I really enjoy when we get to know some of the people, like the monsters. I did one that was just cruisers. I'm going to do another one. So if anybody's interested in doing another one that's just cruisers or just people that go shows, or they're just people, we'll just hang out, do whatever, just like that. Next week will be Tuesday. Will be the regular requests. There's no theme night for Tuesday's theme night. Or for Tuesday's show. It's just going to be regular. So I'm going to put up a thing about requests. Thursday, I will have Brad Lee on taking questions. We're going to get to know who he is, what his passions are, goals. Just a candid conversation with Mr. Brad Lee. Also, I have a website coming because I'm sick and tired of this blowing me off of stuff. So there is a website coming. More details to come. There will be merch. Look at that. Oh, baby. There will be blog places so you can be a part of it. You can write stuff, post it on there. Go to a show, post about it. Right, have a new album that you dig, post about it. There'll be blogs that I do. There'll be band links. There'll be like partner sites like BXA Rockwear. There'll be like maybe Neil and Lim-Sang photography, just different stuff. So it's coming. It's going to be like your one-stop shop, dude. Everything rock and roll there, whatever you need. So that's coming. But like I said, Bradley next Thursday, that'll be a good chat. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Love you all dearly. See you out there at shows. Keep rocking and have a fantastic